We are having a huge story coming in through from Thomas Partey, Tomiyasu decision that is about the international break that is going to be happening in the next for the next 2 weeks, and here we come to obviously bring you the latest news and information about that. We are also having a little bit about the former Arsenal guy known as Hutchinson, the young lad that left for Chelsea. He has something to say in here for you. And lastly, we are really having a very huge say about Marco Silva, the manager of Fulham, who went ahead to boss a certain team in the London Derby, and he has gone ahead to come to really get going. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now, let's say close to 200 subscribers. It's not 200 people liking the video and continue to subscribe, because we are left with just 18 subscribers to hit 20,100 subscribers. So let's make that a point such that we start off with a new journey for this week. So the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and for the Christians, we cover you the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly in there for you. We are here to talk Thomas Partey. Now, Fabrizio Romano, let's start off with this guy who goes by the names of Charles Watts. He has said Thomas Partey will not join up with the Ghana national team for the international break this week, after he requested to be left out of the squad to stay at Arsenal and work on his fitness levels following his recent return from injury. This is not Bruno Fernandes. This is Fabrizio Romano has also told us that Thomas Partey not included into the Ghana squad for the upcoming games, as he asked to be excused from the games to gain full fitness following recent injuries. Arsenal appreciated that as they want Thomas Partey to be 100% fit for the final 2 months of the season. So Thomas Partey is one of those players that is really very pivotal in what Arsenal really want to play. And you saw to it that the plan of Mikel Arteta at the beginning of the season was simple. Play Thomas Partey as the right back, but he inverts into the midfield. So when you're really having two full backs who can invert in the midfield, that means you'll see your midfielders almost in the 18 box area of the opponent. For example, if it's Arsenal, you'll have to see the likes of Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz, and Declan Rice in the half or into the final third of the pitch or in the 18 box area of the opponent. Then you can also he joins Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus, meaning that you'll be having 6 bodies in there for you, and you'll be left with 4 the fullbacks inverting in the midfield, and also your 2 fullbacks. So your 2 centre backs, one Gabriel Magalhaes and the other being Benjamin White or William Saliba. So that's the beauty of that. But for Thomas Partey, we all know that the last time he played for his national team, he played all the 2 games against Mexico and against USA. Remember, against Arsenal, he had last played for, by the way, before he went there, he had just returned from injury. He played 20 minutes when Arsenal was playing against Man City. He was responsible for floating that ball that sort of it that Tomiyasu headed it in the vicinity of Martinelli, and Martinelli went ahead to hit that ball into the back of the net. That's the only goal that saw Arsenal really win the game of Man City. After getting those 20 minutes in the tank, he went ahead and really played for Ghana. After he played for Ghana, he returned and he was part of the Arsenal squad that went away at Stamford Bridge. That game ended 2-2. He was really one of the unused substitutes, that is Thomas Partey. And in the midweek, they are traveling to go to Sevilla, and he never really made it because he really had a last-minute injury. And ever since then, he had not gone ahead to kick a ball for Arsenal. He returned, and he has always been brought on by the manager in certain games, but he doesn't want to do the same mistake he did last time that costed him the African Cup of Nations and that costed him to miss out on very many games as Thomas Partey. So I think for Thomas Partey, the decision is really good and legit. Do you know why? We all know it's going to be hard for him to stay at Arsenal, and he just wants to do this for his career such that he gets a very good team where he's going to be playing at, because teams like Juventus, who have always gone ahead to show interest in him ever since last season, you know what has gone ahead to happen to them. They are looking in for Amrabat. So, will Thomas Partey really still convince those teams to obviously go and there and play for them? Because I don't think that he has gone ahead to reach a side or a moment of really playing outside Europe. He wants to play in the top 5 leagues, and I think the Serie A might be one of his destinations that he's really looking at. But I think there are very many other teams that can really take him on, but his injuries have gone ahead to really spoil his career at Arsenal. Ever since he came through at Arsenal, he has gone ahead to turn out to be an injury-prone player, and trust me, his injury proneness has not gone ahead to do him any better. And all he wants is simple. He wants to keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going as a player, and everything is really not going his side. So he wants to use these remaining 2 months for the season, that is April and April and May. If they play the Champions League final, then 1st of June, because that's when the season is officially closing. Play your games, be fit, and task your agent to get you a better side, because the moment he comes in through and really plays better and keeps fit, Thomas Partey will get a very good team that will obviously sign him. But his return into the Arsenal team is really in question. Is he going to come into the first team of Arsenal? Because I don't know how Arteta is going to work upon it, but he told us that that is the hugest headache that he will obviously want to have in his role at Arsenal. That is the man himself called Mikel Arteta. After that, we are having a story coming in from another player of Arsenal known as Takahiro Tomiyasu. Also, injuries have gone ahead to be part of his career. When he returned, he found himself in a position of really going to the side of Japan, and he played in the Asian Cup. After playing the Asian Cup, guess what happened? He returned an injured man. And today, we've gone ahead to get a story that Tomiyasu has not been called up for the Japan national team for their upcoming World Cup qualifiers against North Korea next week, with manager Hajime Morisao adopting a player first approach to ensure Tomiyasu can fully recover from his recent injury. We all know how injury prone this guy is and how he has gone ahead to look as a player. So he's also following that path of Thomas Partey, because he knows how huge a competition is at the club of Arsenal. And he has returned when a place where he has always gone ahead to be playing in as a left back has been really cemented by Jakub Kiwior. Zinchenko is back. Julian Timber is back. So they are having 4 players competing for that spot. But Julian Timber and Tomiyasu can also compete onto the right back of Arsenal. But for Tomiyasu, he knows to it that the moment he sleeps and goes to the international break and really gets injured, then his position at Arsenal might be in tatters, and Arsenal might consider selling him off, because a player like Julian Timber will come in through and really play as a left back or right back, and he will impress the manager, and they will be like, let's offload Tomiyasu, get in some money, and get in another decent player, because Tomiyasu is a player that has been characterized with injuries, left, right, and center as a right back. So for me, I think I was going to have to make a right decision. It's time for him to stay and fight, and especially when they are going to the crucial games of the season. Arsenal is left with 10 games. Arsenal is left with 10 games, and all those 10 games are supposed to be played like finales. They are playing Man City on the 31st when we return from the international break. And you know what that means? It really means a lot for the side of for the side of Arsenal. And Arsenal, after playing Man City, they'll be playing other games. And remember, Man United is going to be playing Liverpool on the 7th, meaning that if Arsenal beat Man City, or prevent themselves from being beaten by Man City, then they continue to win. United beats Liverpool and Arsenal goes ahead to win, then a lot is going to come into their way. So I really believe Tomiyasu is going to have to make a right decision. The same applies to Thomas Partey. They've going to have to make decisions that are going to keep them here. Because for Tomiyasu, his absentia has gone ahead to give Ben White to play lots of games. And there is a particular story I'm going to do, I think, later today. And I'm going to really get them the best of that story, and you'll get to know exactly what it's all about. And I believe it's really gonna take days and miles there for you. So 2 decisions made by these players that really benefit the side of Arsenal, and I think even you guys are really excited that Thomas Partey and Tomiyasu have for the first time chosen their clubs over the national team. Then Marco Silva, we have lost a game when we score fast. We haven't lost a game when we score fast this season. It's a sign that we're tough to play against. Tottenham have scored in 39 Premier League games in a row. We are in the first team to stop them this season. we did it our way, matching them, not just defending. So he was like coming out and really talking about his side of Fulham after beating Tottenham Hotspur over the weekend. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. I'm calling in for your reaction about Thomas Partey and Tomiyasu decision made by the manager. Sorry, made by these players. What do you make about it? Have they gone ahead to show patriotism to Arsenal than their national teams? All that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Ciao, ciao.